Welcome to Back to School Night for first grade for Pearl Prep for the 2021-22 school year. As you can see, our theme for our classroom this year is Happy Campers. My name is Mrs. Johnson, and this is my 22nd year teaching, my 8th year teaching first grade. When I was younger, I also attended Care Youth League and Rio Hondo Prep. In the picture, you see that this is my family. My husband and I have been married for 21 years. He is also a teacher. He teaches at the Hacienda La Puente School District, and he teaches 4th and 5th grade. He is also a Bulldog coach at Care Youth League. We have 3 children. Our daughter is 19, our son is 17, and our other son is 15. Our oldest son is a senior right now at Rio Hondo Prep, and our youngest son is a sophomore at Rio Hondo Prep. So you should have received a text from me through Remind, and also you should have received a newsletter from the school office through the email. This is my contact information. You can contact me through Remind or through email. My email is vjohnson@pearlprep.org, and the school office wants me to apologize if you are feeling a little overwhelmed with all the notifications, emails, remind messages, text messages. This is not normal, but just for the first couple weeks here, as we've been getting things organized and ready and trying to get the word out. So you will not be continuing getting as many notifications and messages as you have been getting these past couple weeks. All right, so the teachers and subjects for our first grade class are as follows. Most of the time, they are in the classroom with me, and I am teaching them most subjects, but we do have some auxiliary teachers as well. We have Mrs. Joe is the music teacher. The class is Tuesdays and Thursdays for half an hour. We will also be having some upcoming performances. Not sure if the performances will be live and in person, but they might be virtual as well. But either way, all students must participate, and their participation will also affect their grade. So performance is crucial. Now also we have a computer class with Mrs. Murphy and myself that is going to be on Mondays and Fridays. Our goal is to be able to teach them different skills on the computers and learning to navigate the laptops. We have a laptop cart that we will be bringing into our classroom. We also want to produce an all-class open house PowerPoint. So throughout the school year, I might be asking you to help with different things that they need to bring to school or wear, to be able to take pictures of them so that we can incorporate that into the slideshow that they will be creating. For example, maybe we will ask you to have them come to school wearing their favorite color a certain day, or bring a prop that represents something to show what they want to be when they grow up. But I'll give you plenty of time for that, so don't worry about that. We also have our PE teacher is Mrs. Mosier. They have PE every single day. Spanish classes with Mr. Tarico. They have that class Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for 15 minutes each of those days. But if you have any questions, or if you need to contact these teachers, you can go ahead and go through me, and then I can help facilitate that for you. Okay, homework will be daily. The green folders are the homework folders. Those folders need to go back and forth every day to and from home and school. On Mondays and Wednesdays, they will have math and reading. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they will have spelling and reading. On the weekends, they will have reading. So every day, they are reading for sure. Extra homework. If they do not finish their classwork, if they do not finish their work in class, they will take home extra work that they have not completed to be able to complete it at home. So I give them enough time throughout the class to be able to get their work done. We do it together. Most of the work that we do it together as a class. And then the last 15 minutes of most days of the school day, the last 15 minutes, I give them quiet free choice. They get to do maybe different puzzles, free draw, free read, play some games, but they only earn that if they finish all their schoolwork. So if they haven't finished their schoolwork, I give them an extra 15 minutes to be able to finish their schoolwork from throughout the day. So if they still don't finish it after having those extra 15 minutes, they will take it home and complete it. Now, reading. We will have a monthly reading calendar that will stay in their green folder, that will also go back and forth each day. They need to read at least 20 minutes a day to be able to stay on track for the all school reading incentive contest. I will give you different days throughout the school year. We'll make announcements. I'll say, okay, by this date they need to have 10 hours read, by this date 20 hours read, and so on up to when they get to 50 hours. Now, Tuesdays and Thursdays, they will have assigned reading. They will bring a book bag home with them that will have a book that we have read earlier in the school day in their smaller reading groups. So that assigned reading, I will write down the pages on their reading calendar so that you know what pages they need to read. That is not going to take 20 minutes. So you need to make sure they read additional time to be able to make it to the 20 minutes for those days. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and the weekends, they have free reading, plus they need to fill out the reading log. The reading log will look different each week. It might have different questions like, who was your favorite character? Or what were some adjectives that you noticed when you read? Or what was the sequence of events? Or was this book fiction or nonfiction? I want to make sure that they're accountable for what they're reading and that they're paying attention. So if they don't know, or if they can't answer those questions, please don't give them the answers. Just make them go back and read it again. So also, I need them to be reading 20 minutes that they are actually reading, that they are reading out loud, that you can hear them read, that they are practicing reading, okay? After that, can you read to them? Yes, you can read to them. That's great, and that counts towards the time that you can write on the calendar. But when you are reading to them, I need to make sure that you understand that you need to read to them a grade above or 2 grades above what they can read on their own. So when you're reading aloud, you always need to go a grade or 2 higher so that you're reading something at a higher level than they can read on their own. So in the first couple weeks of school, what we will be doing is we'll be assessing their reading. I will also send home a report letting you know what grade level of reading your child is at. So that way, when you're trying to find books for them to read, you know what books they need to read so that they're not reading below their level or above their level. Only above when you're reading to them. So the library is a great resource. Your city library, you pay tax dollars. So hey, take advantage of that. And they will have an available way so that on the book they can show you, and it says what the reading level of that book is. Okay. Now, the parent communication envelopes, they're the white ones that have been coming home on Tuesdays. They go home on Tuesdays and they need to be returned to school on Wednesdays. There's also a comments and notes section that if you send in money, please make sure that you write a comment there for me and say, sending in money for lunch or sending in tuition money. Please make sure also that the money is put into a Pearl Prep finance envelope. If you need to pick up more, you can ask the school office. Make sure you date that and sign that every single Tuesday. Now, in first grade, we will have tests, and I will stamp them, sign, and return. So that way I know that you are looking at the tests that they took and you see what grade they got. And I need you to please go over the answers with them so that to help them review and understand the material that they missed. So we will have spelling and grammar tests most Fridays. The spelling test, they will need to study for those at home. The grammar test, we're practicing those grammar skills. For example, say we're having a test on Friday on adjectives. We will be practicing those skills Monday through Thursday in class. If they're paying attention, they should be able to do well on these tests. The math chapter test will be at the end of each chapter. So once again, if they're paying attention in class, they should be able to do well on those. Now, GradeLink. GradeLink is our resource. It's an online resource for lots of information. You can find your students' grades on there. I will correct work. I will post it on there so that you don't have to wait till the progress reports come home or the report cards. That way you always know what your child is getting and what grade they're having in the class and in each subject. There's also different teacher pages. You should have actually received a GradeLink login info email from the school office with the username, password, and instructions on how to get onto GradeLink. If you have not received that, please contact the school office and they can help you with that. So each week I will post a weekly class newsletter on there with the spelling list for that week and what their homework assignments are as well. I will also have on there for you the spelling list for the whole entire school year. I will have a link for the reading hours so you know how many hours they are at. Because that way they make sure you stay on track. I will have class party information. I am going to pre-assign them for the class holiday parties, and as it gets closer to the time of that specific party, I will send a remind message to let you know specifically what I'd like you to bring. We have to make sure we stay within the safety guidelines. Everything needs to be pre-packaged, individually pre-packaged by the store. So the same thing for birthday treats. You don't have to send birthday treats for your child to share with the class on their birthday, but you can if you want to. But you same thing, you need to follow the safety guidelines. Okay, there's also Epic information on there for you. Well, what's Epic? Epic is basically, you want to think about Netflix. Netflix is with movies or TV shows. Epic is like that, but with books. So there's all kinds of books on there. Books that can be read to them, books that they can read. It's a really great resource. They can use it on their tablet, they can use it in the car, they can use it at home. And it's a free resource to them that I have set them up on there. I have given each child an account. I will send home information for that in the Tuesday envelope. There's also Scholastic Book Club information. Scholastic Company is a book company, and it's a great place to buy books. It's probably a lot less expensive than anywhere else you would look. You don't have to buy books from here, but we have a class code, so if you use that, I will get credit and points that I can use to be able to expand our classroom library. It's just a great place to be able to buy books for your kids. If you want to sometime make it a surprise for your kids, if you want to buy a gift for them or buy some Christmas gifts or birthday gifts and you want them to buy them some books, sorry, you can let me know and I can make sure that when the book order comes in, I can leave it in the office for you and you can pick it up without having me ruin the surprise and giving them to your children. Okay, now we have some differentiated learning resources. And they're for math specifically. It's called Rocket Math and My Math Academy. We will send the usernames and passwords home in the Tuesday envelope. The first grade requirement, there's a first grade requirement, is that in Rocket Math, they need to pass all of the addition time test levels, A through Z, on Rocket Math. It's something that they're going to be doing at home. Now, if they pass all that, then they can move on to subtraction. If they pass that, they can move on to multiplication, division. There are 15 different levels that they can do, so they can just keep moving up. But what they must do, the requirement for first grade, is addition. After that, that's just extra that they can do to keep, learning and keep getting challenged, okay? Now, My Math Academy, that will be done in class and at home. And for those of you whose children have done Freckle Math in the past, this is taking place of Freckle Math. For those of you whose children may have done Accelerated Math or whose older kids have maybe done Accelerated Math, this is a kid-friendly version of Accelerated Math. So these are going to be some resources that we will be using this school year. Okay, classroom behavior. Like I said before, we have a camping theme. So this is for the clip chart. Everyone starts at Happy Campers and they can move their clip up. So they get started at Happy Campers, they move their clip up to some more good choices. And the prize that they get is dependent on where their clip ends at the end of the day, where they end. So if they end on some more good choices, then they get a sticker prize. If they end on starry students, then they get a small candy prize. If they end on camp champs, then they get to pick from the treasure box. They can also go the other way. They can also go down. So if they end on oops, I took a wrong turn, that's a warning. If they go to bear down and make better choices, these ones though, if they get to these throughout the day, they will have that consequence. So if they get to bear down and make better choices, they will have a teacher's choice consequence, which might mean walking laps during afternoon recess, or they might have a timeout from free choice or something like that. If they go to loss, let's map out a plan, then I'm going to be contacting you, the parents. So we also have, I have different things that I do in class. We have teams. We have a different, are placed on a different team at the beginning of each week. They stay with that team the whole week. And at the end of the week, at the end of the day on Friday, whichever team has the most points will get a small prize. Then the next week, they are placed on a new team. So I'll do different things to try to motivate them, to try to get them to pay attention or reward them, or also give them a consequence. They might lose points for their team, but they can also gain points for their team. So we also have something else called T&O tallies. So T&O tallies are for talking and off task. If they are talking too much or too loudly, or they're not on task, or they're distracting students or distracting themselves or being interruptive, then they will get a tally mark. Each time they get a tally mark, I will tell them, so-and-so, that's a tally mark. So-and-so, you're at 3, be careful. Because once they get to 5, every time they get to 5 tallies, then it equals a clip down. So these are just hopefully reminders to them to help them stay on task. I don't expect them to be absolutely silent all day long. I want them to be able to talk to their classmates and work things out and work together on what the subject is or the assignment we're doing in class. When I try to break them up or give them time to be able to work with their partners, but they need to stay on task and they need to not distract other students. So this behavior report will be coming home every Tuesday in the envelope. I need you to look it over, please, and sign it. Now, your children are not perfect. None of us are perfect. But guess what? There will be times where they will make bad choices and they will have some bad days. Like all of us, we all have some bad days. So if you look at the key, it says 1 is treasure box, 2 is candy, 3 is sticker, 4 starting point, 5 warning, 6 teacher's choice, 7 parent contact. Okay? So you do not need to expect them to always have 1s, 2s, and 3s all the time. Sometimes they're going to have maybe 5 or 6s or even a 7, and that's okay. But every once in a while, if you're seeing a lot of 6s and 7s, okay, then we need to worry, and then we need to, maybe have a conference together and talk about what's going on with your child. How can we help them? We're all on the same team here. We're all trying to help your child be the best they can be the most successful in first grade that they can be. So we will have to come up with a plan. But please, when you pick them up from school or when you see them after school, please don't have the first question be, what'd you get on your clip chart? What'd you get on your clip chart? Where'd you end? Let's not do that to them. That's just too much stress for that child. Let's not get too worried if they have some 5, 6, or 7s every once in a while. It's okay, and it's not going to be a big deal because, we all have some bad days here and there. Hopefully they won't have too many of those. But like I said, if that happens, then we'll come up with a plan. We'll see how we can help out the child and help them do better. And also, if you notice, it says T&O. That means you're talking and off task. So I will write a number there to let you know how many tally marks they got that day. So also with that, let's keep that in check. If they have 2 or 3, that's okay. If they have a lot, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then that's something that we need to be concerned about and something that we need to address altogether as well. Okay, so share day is a little different than what some of you might be used to from kindergarten if they were in Pearl last year. So what we have is a rotation. We have a theme per month. With 4 students per week, the students will stand in front of the class and they will say 3 to 5 sentences about their share item. I need you to please practice with them at home. And but just remember, this doesn't count as a grade. They don't have to participate in share day. It's just an optional activity. But what it is, it's I want them to practice, doing some public speaking in front of people. And only the students assigned to that week can bring a share day item, and it has to fit in their backpack. If they forget the week that they had it, then they will not have it another week. There's no makeups. They just have to wait till the next month to do it. Because if I have a bunch of people forgetting, we won't have time to get through with it. And it's just kind of going to be a domino or a snowball effect. Okay? So, like I said, they don't have to do share day. It's just something optional that they can do. Week 1 of each month is going to be Elle, Enoch, Peyton, and Jonathan. Week 2 is Seth, Elliot, Brooklyn, and Addie. Week 3, Ian, Layla, Sammy, and Juliana. Week 4, Nathan, Lucas, Albert, and Anthony. If you have a new student, a student that is not on this list, don't worry. I will add them in and I will let you know what week your child is going to have for share day. These are the topics for each month. September, it's a summer memory. October, a favorite holiday. Something that reminds them of their favorite holiday. November, I am thankful for. Something that they're thankful for. They can bring an object or they can bring a picture. December, stuffed animal or plush toy. January is a mystery object in a bag. They bring something in a bag, in a brown bag, or in a bag that's not see-through, and they give the class 3 hints to guess what is inside their bag. February is a ball. March is an animal. April is something with wheels, but it has to fit in their backpack, so it can't be a life-size bike or a life-size scooter. May is an action figure or a doll. Please, no food, toy weapons, or live animals. Also, you are not expected to go out and buy something for them to be able to share. Please do not go out and buy something for them so that they can have something to share. Like I said, it could be a picture of something, it could be a drawing, it could be anything around the house. If they come home and say, Mrs. Johnson said I have to bring a stuffed animal or a plush toy, we have to go to the store and buy one. No, I didn't say you have to go buy one. You can actually tell them, actually, Mrs. Johnson said we're not allowed to go buy something for share day. So I don't want you to spend extra money. A lot of you are sacrificing a lot to be able to send your children to private school, to Pearl Prep, which we are so thankful that you're doing. So please do not go out and buy something. You can blame it on me and say, Mrs. Johnson said I'm not allowed to buy something for you for share day, if that helps you out. Okay? All right. Now, face masks. Face masks must be worn when we are inside, but they are optional for outside. If you want your child to make sure that they are wearing a face mask when they are outside as well, please send me a message and let me know so that I can help remind them to let them know that they need to keep their mask on when they are outside as well. Water bottles. They need to bring a water bottle each day that they come to school. If they forget it, you can have them purchase one in the office for 50 cents. If they want to refill it, they can refill it at the filtered drinking fountains at school. Field trips. We are trying to get some field trips. We're trying to get some outdoor ones starting in late September, but as you can imagine, because due to the pandemic, they are hard to find, but we are going to do our best. Curriculum objectives, I will send those home in the Tuesday envelope. Okay, here's some office business. The office needs to make sure that you check the go after and the student profile to make sure that everything is correct and that you sign it if it's you make any necessary changes and sign it. They are sending it home for you to be able to check it, to make sure that we know where your child's supposed to go after school, and also any information about them that we need to know. Okay, the morning drop-off instructions. We do have Dolphin Club available, and that is between 6:45 and 7:55. But Wednesdays, it's till 8:30 a.m. We start later on Wednesdays. They sign in the 6th grade classroom or the playground. They come in through the front gate, and the code is #9520. The cost is $5 a day or $60 a month. It is $250 a day if they arrive after 7:30. Now, between 7:55 and 8:10, or on Wednesdays, 8:30 to 8:45, the check-in is at the front parking lot. Students will enter at the back door to the classroom building. Temperatures will be checked for now, but after students have exited their car. Please do not get in the drop-off line. If your child needs help with their car seat or other items, the drop-off line is meant for quick exits only. There will be an adult at the door of the building to greet the children, but parents are welcome to walk their children over if they want. The adult at the back door will also be able to take drop-off payments or other items for the office, and will also have extra supplies and masks, finance envelopes, medical forms, etc. The office is also open in the morning each day at 7:45 a.m. for parents who wish to come in for transactions or questions. School begins at 8:15 every day except Wednesday. It starts at 8:50 a.m. Students need to be seated and ready to learn. Students arriving late will receive a tardy. If no one is still out in front, they will need to check in at the school office. So if there's no one there when you come to drop off your child, that means they are tardy, they are late. So they need to come to the office. You need to go in through the gate with the code #9520 and go to the office and check in. They will be given a tardy slip and then be able to go to class. Note for students who have siblings at Rio Hondo Prep or who live close by to Rio Hondo Prep. There is a shuttle bus that leaves from the top of the hill at RHP by the scoreboard at 8 a.m. or Wednesdays at 8:30 a.m. each morning. There is no charge for this shuttle service. Okay, that is everything. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, I know it was a lot of information. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask and send me a message. I know that it is a lot of information, and just remember that there are no dumb questions. I'm here to help you, and let's work together to try to help your child have the most successful first grade year ever.